Welcome to ranking Genshin characters as roommates. I've actually had over 15 roommates, most of which were in college. So I went a little in depth with the categories this time based on the types of people I've lived with before. Triple S tier, perfect roommate, 10 out of 10. Good roommate, we hang out sometimes. We get along, but they're pretty messy. We never talk, it's super awkward. We're both always in our own rooms. Would actively hide from them in my room. They're annoying and stay out of my house. All right, first up is Mr. Aether. I actually play as Lumine, so I don't know the most about him, but he seems relatively quiet, respectable. I don't think he strikes me as the messy type. I'm a little torn between good roommate, we hang out, or we never talk and it's kind of awkward. I think we would hang out, honestly. I really do. I think that they would be shy, but you know, we'd cook dinner together and it'd be nice. It'd be nice. All right, Albedo. I feel like Albedo is more likely to hide in his room from me. I'm gonna have to say Albedo would just stay in his room all the time and like we wouldn't really talk very much. He would just be like ravaging through the fridge at 3 o'clock in the morning making a peanut butter and jelly sandwich and you're like, hey dude. He's like, hey. And then he just scurries back in his room to work on his experiments. I don't care. I'm putting her at the bottom. We'll deal with her later. It's not relevant. Okay, Amber. Amber seems fun. I feel as though she would want to go out frequently and go get brunch and, you know, go out on the town. I think that there would be a good roommate and we would hang out sometime. She would maybe get on my nerves a little bit occasionally for being a little too, like, in my face, so I'm gonna put her in good. Itto. Oh, he be loud. He be making snacks and not cleaning up the wrappers after, leaving them on the counter. We get along, but they messy AF. Itto blows his nose and throws it, like, Kobe's it into the trash, but he misses and he doesn't pick it up after. Itto leaves the toilet lid up and never puts it back down. And he has a good heart and you get along with him, but he's better as a friend than a roommate. I'm so sorry. Barbara. She would be clean. She would be orderly. She'd be respectful. By the way, I'm considering this as like a college AU because I was like, well, would Barbara be home? But I was like, we can't really talk about that because obviously Beidou would never be home if she's always on her ship. Let's just pretend like Albedo's a chem major, Itto's on the football team. You know what I mean? Like, if they were in college, what would their behavior be like? Barbara's a healer. I feel like she would take care of you. I feel like she'd be clean. She's respectful. I'm gonna put Barbara in Triple S perfect roommate. I think she's very sweet. I think she has potential to be a fabulous roommate, and I like that type of person. Okay, Beidou would be going out for Thirsty Thursdays. She would be bringing people over for the pregame, getting kind of sloppy, drunk, like, not my vibe, dude. I'm so sorry. Ooh, Benny boy seems like he'd be messy, but like accidentally. I'll put Benny in, we get along, but they're messy AF. He just seems like the type who would cram the freezer full of like frozen chicken nuggets. Chongyun, I think would stay in his room. I don't think we would communicate very often, honestly. I think he'd be nice if you did talk to him, but you saw him like twice the semester. I take back what I said about Beidou really quick. I'm gonna put Beidou up here. I think annoying's the wrong word. I think I would feel a little uncomfortable by Beidou and I would like hide in my room a little bit, but like I wouldn't hide because she annoys me. So I'm gonna actually put her up here. Okay, D-Luke. D-Luke seems like the type who would just never be home and you like don't know where he is because he has a part-time job and just like never comes home. Diona as well would just like not want to talk to you ever and it'd be awkward, but you don't really have a problem with them per se. I think Eula would be a good roommate. I think Eula is respectful, she's responsible, she's a little more on the serious side, but I think you could convince her to go to brunch with you once every like couple of months. Now Fischl. I think Fischl would be up to no good in her room. You would hear weird noises in the middle of the night. Fischl would be on Discord screaming into the microphone all night. I think I would actively hide in my room from Fischl, honestly. And I think she would do the same for me. I think we would both just like try to get away from each other. You know, she would sneak Oz in even though there's no pet policy. So I feel like you would have disrespect from her from the start for like disobeying authority and like trying to get you in trouble. Ganyu strikes me as the type who would hide in her room and never want to talk to you. I don't really have a problem with Goro. I think he'd be a fine roommate. He seems sweet. I'm also gonna remove this category, stay out of my house. I don't think that that's the exercise. I'm pretty sure it's like You are forced to live with them. What is your behavior? All right, we're gonna delete this one. One more correction. I'm going to remove the "they're annoying" subtext from this. You know, you could have multiple reasons for hiding away in your room from someone. They could annoy you, they could creep you out, they could be awkward. You know, there's several reasons. So that's why I took that off of there. That'll open it up a little bit more. All right, let us keep moving. Now, I don't know why, but Hu Tao strikes me as the type to be messy on accident. You know, she's got her head in the clouds a little bit, thinking about work. I feel like she would forget to put her clothes from the washing machine into the dryer until they get all dried up and crusty and they start to smell bad. And then you go to do your laundry and you open up the washing machine and it smells and everything's all crusted in there and you got to take it out and you got to put it on the floor and you're like, hey dude, you forgot to take your laundry out. And they're like, oops, my bad, I forgot. And you're like, you did it 4 days ago. How do you forget for 4 whole days? Anyway, I think she would do that. Okay, Miss Jean. I feel like Miss Jean would not be home very often. I think that she would be buried in her work. I feel like she has the tendency to give you a talking to if you're being a little too loud because she's trying to focus. Honestly, I think Jean and I are similar in that respect. I was the narc who would be like, excuse me, you're being too loud. Can you go away? I'm fine with that style of roommate because I tend to be quiet. So I'm gonna put her on good roommate. We hang out sometimes. Kazuha is sweet. I feel like he could be the type to hide in his room, but I want to think that like he would hang out and he would be down to go with you when you wanted to like go somewhere. You'd be like, hey dude, I'm gonna go to the farmer's market. Do you want to go? And he's like, yeah, I think he would be cool. Honestly, like I'm getting some vibes right now. Maybe you got dumped or something and you like go out to get some ice cream at 1 in the morning and he's just out there studying and he's like, do you want to talk? And you're like, yeah. And then you talk for like 4 hours and he gets along with your friends. I think he would be a great roommate. I'm getting good vibes off of Kazuha. Mr. Kaeya would bring girls home all the time. They might be loud. We get along, but they're messy AF. He would come home after the bar closes with a giant burrito that he got God knows where. He'd be eating it and talking about how delicious it is. Then he would go and throw it all up, and not me just sitting here giving anecdotes from my previous roommates. I feel like he cooks a lot, but he leaves a mess in the kitchen. He doesn't like wash his pans, but it smells nice and the vibes are good, so you don't really mind him, but he's like quite messy. I have an exact roommate in my head when I'm describing Kaeya right now. Miss Ayaka, I think she's a triple S. She would go out with you to get pizza. She would be quiet. She would study with you. She would watch Gilmore Girls with you on weekends. I get great vibes off of her. I think she's a ride or die. Honestly, I'm gonna put her at the top of my triple S tier. She reminds me of one of my old roommates who I was very, very fond of. You know, she was always there to talk if you needed a friend, and it's great. It's great. Kaching. I think she might be a little bit tough to get through to at first, but once you do, she'd be a good roommate and you would hang out once in a while. Klee, I would actively hide from her in my room. I feel uncomfortable around small children. Kujo Sara would probably not want to have anything to do with me. She would not come out of her room. That's fine. I don't want to talk to her either. Lisa would also be bringing people home all the time. She would be messy AF. I feel like Lisa would throw her clothes everywhere. She would get packages all the time and just like leave the boxes in the middle of the family room. Lumine, I mean, I'm gonna have to put her next to Aether. Her and him are both just, they're quiet, but I feel like they would be a ride or die. Mona also strikes me as the messy leaving her clothes everywhere type, but she's fine. Ningguang seems nice. She seems a little judgmental, so if you tended to be a messy roommate, she would not like you, but because I am a clean, pretty quiet roommate, I think that we would get along and it would be fine. Ooh, I think Noelle would be a really good roommate. I think she would be great. I'm gonna put her in triple S tier. Chi-Chi is a little weird. She says some cryptic things. I feel like we would never talk though. I don't think I'd be scared of her. I think I'd just be like, all right. Raiden Shogun. Ooh, I'm gonna put her under we never talk and it's awkward. I don't think she would leave her room very often, and she doesn't know how to cook, so she would like order DoorDash all the time. So you'd probably see her picking up her food from the front door and then she would just like ignore you and walk back in her room and then slam the door. All right, Razor, honest to God, I would hide from Razor in my room. I'm so sorry. He's so sweet, but you know he would weird you out. Eating cheese like directly out of the bag with his bare hands and then like licking his fingers and sticking it back in the bag again. Like he wouldn't have courtesy because he's used to living in the wilderness. I would be scared of him. As much as I would want to be be like really close with Rosaria. She would never leave her room and it would be awkward. Kokomi is sweet, but I feel like she has like a low social battery, so she wouldn't always want to be around me. I feel like she'd be a good roommate. We hang out sometimes, but it'd be like on her watch. I relate to that. That's fine. Sayu would be a sleepy queen who never leaves her room. She would get home from class and just go directly to take a nap. Sucrose kind of annoys me as a character a little bit, but I don't think that means that she would be a bad roommate, or I'm trying to decide if I would necessarily hide from her in my room, but like for what reason? I honestly don't think we would talk very much and it would be a little awkward. Tartaglia is 100% gets home from the bar late at night, drunk burrito boy. And like you would play video games with him, you know, like on Saturday morning, dude, you just want to play Super Smash Brothers, and I'd be like, yes. My drunk burrito boy roommate, him and I played video games together because we both got out of class pretty early on like Thursdays or something. I don't know if I'd ever live with him again, but like it was fun. So this category isn't wrong. They're just messy. You would be better as friends than roommates, but it's still an interesting story to tell later. All right, you already know what's up with Toma. Toma is a triple S tier for sure. He do the cooking, he do the cleaning. He'd be that guy who's like, hey, I made some fried rice, like I made too much. Do you want to eat with me? Let's just all buy our ingredients together at the grocery store this week and we can all just cook together and have like group meals. Doesn't that sound fun? And I'll be like, yes, 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 yes. And if you have late night drama, he's totally here for it. He will 100% accompany you when you need to go to the post office to drop off a letter. He will let you borrow his car when yours is in the shop. Toma is tops. We're gonna put him below Ayaka because you know what? As a lady, I like to have other lady roommates. I feel like I relate to them a little bit more, so I'm gonna put her on the top, but Toma is a close second. Not gonna lie, I think I would hide in my room from Venti. Venti seems like he would eat questionable things in the kitchen and then leave the packaging out. Venti seems like he would leave empty champagne bottles everywhere, and he would take the last sip and then put it back in the fridge, and he also would invite people over all the time for pre-games, and then he would get home really late and start screaming and laughing and giggling and like playing music really loud. I don't know, I just get bad vibes. I think I would hide from Venti. Ooh, Xiangling would be cooking all the time. She would 100% share her food with you. She does have Goba, which like is another mouth to feed and another person that isn't paying the rent but is still just like hanging out and kind of just like there. I'm gonna put her under good roommate. She's almost on the like triple S, but because she has Gobo with her, like I've had good roommates that like just let their boyfriends live with us for some reason, and they like drank our milk and made our water bill go up because they were taking baths in our bathtub. You know what I mean? Like that's a little sussy, so I'm gonna put her under good roommate. We hang out sometimes. I'm getting way too detailed with this. Xiao, as much as I want to believe that we would have roommates to lovers fantasy, I don't know if he would leave his room. I don't think he would want anything to do with me. Although I feel like if you knocked on his door in the middle of the night to like come kill a spider, he would. Xingqiu's a little pretentious, but I don't think he's preachy where he would talk too much and you would want to hide from him. I'm gonna put him under we hang out sometimes. He's on thin ice, but I think he's okay. All right, now Xinyan is at risk of being very noisy with music, bumping the bass in the middle of the night, and you would be like smacking a broom against the ceiling telling her to shut up. But she's nice, she's just like not very self-aware. Also, she would make you kill bugs. I just have a feeling. I guess we get along, but they messy. Not that she's messy, she's just like, she's got like a weak point. Yanfei is a very, very, very chatty girl. You've had a long day, you get home, you walk in the door, you just want to go to your room. She's like, hi, how's your day? But I can't say I would hide from them. You know what? Fine, I'll put her in. She's a good roommate. She's fine. I will take the L on this and understand that I have a low tolerance for very extroverted people. That's on me. I can hide in my room if I need my alone time. But at the end of the day, I think she would be there for you. I think she would help you with your homework. Okay, Yoimiya, 100%, 100%, 2000%. We get along, but she's messy. Messy, 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 messy. She's leaving messes everywhere. She's working on fireworks on the porch. She leaves fireworks everywhere. She be noisy. She be singing. She's a riot though. She's fun to go out with over the weekend. If you want to go to the club, go with Yoimiya. But other than that, oh, she's sloppy. Decent roommate though. She's all right. Zhongli. What would I do with him? Me and Zhongli, what would we do as roommates? I can't, he's not the brunch kind of guy. Would he want to go get coffee once in a while? I feel like he'd make you pay. I don't think I would talk to him that much. I can't see any, he's not going out with me to the bar on Saturday. He's not going to the mall with me. I don't think he would be able to hold up a conversation if I got my heart broken, and I don't think he would want to participate if I was making dinner. I just don't think we'd interact. I don't even know who you are, so I'm just gonna put you there. Alright, so this is my definitive tier list. Best roommates are Ayaka, Toma, Barbara, Kazuha, and Noelle, in my personal opinion, ranging all the way down to me actively hiding from Fischl, Klee, Razor, and Venti for various reasons. This category I'd like to call, they're a hoot and a holler riot, but they be a little sloppy. This was fun. This was the most fun I've had with a tier list in a while. I felt like I just reminisced a lot about my like youth. I feel like I learned so much from all the various people I've lived with in my life. Now, this tier list didn't really exist, so I will leave it in the description, but you might have to, you know, alter the labels yourself before you do the tier list. Let me know who your top roommate would be. Also, let me know if you have any other tier list ideas. I love doing tier lists like this. The goofier, the better. Also, if you're new here, I play Genshin Impact on Twitch 2 times a week. Go follow me on Twitch, there's a link in the description, and go follow me on Twitter so you can see when I go live and when I post new videos. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you have a very happy holiday, and I will see you in my next video. Goodbye!